Here is the project for today. A skull head bottle opener. The first thing I'm going to do is screw up the end of this piece a little bit from the last time I used it. And I want this end to be somewhat round. Now we'll punch a hole. Got my slot punch. Now, the first blow is just to make sure we're going to have it where we want it. Centered and straight, and it's not quite center. Need to be over there a little bit. That's better. So, we'll set that on there, hold it down real good, and give it a couple blows. Off on one of them a little bit. I need to put some water in my quench bucket here to keep my tool cool. Mark Asprey taught me this. After you quench it, bouncing on there to knock the excess water off. Now we'll get it up to a real good heat and punch that hole the rest of the way through. Three good hits and quench. Just about. There we are. I felt it bouncing off the anvil there. So now we'll flip it over. Look for that spot on the back side. Line it up with it. And I felt it go through. Now all we need to do is knock out the plug. It wasn't lined up perfect there, but it was good enough. Set that over top of the pritchett hole. And we have a slot. Now we need to stretch that out, and it's a little bit off center. It's a little bit to the left hand side there, but we can fix that. Take the slit punch, put it up, and get a drift. This is a real good way to cool a very small area. I've drilled 3 holes in this bottle cap. Just a little bit better quality of a water bottle. It's a little bit thicker than most of it, but you can fill that up and just squeak out just a little bit of water. We'll hook in, I'll back you out just a little bit here. Hook that right on my quenching tub. There's my little quenching tub. And we'll get that hole started. It's not off very much, but we'll bring it around to the middle anyway. We'll stretch that big side out a little bit more with this heat. We'll cool that small side down here. Put in our drift. And it looks to me like I can figure out how to get the angle right here. We've evened that up pretty good. So now we'll just drift it out to bottle opener size. Always remember, drifts are hot. I won't have to go a whole heck of a lot bigger before I can get on. My horn is awful big on the end here. By the time I get it on the horn, it's almost a bottle opener. This is 3/4 by 3/8 inch stock. Work it around the perimeter of that hardy hole so as not to distort any one area. We'll come through from the other way just a little bit. I think I'm going to thin that down a little bit with this heat. I really don't want that end to stretch out too much anymore, so I'll cool that end off before I drift it this time. That's about all my drift can give me. So it should be, we can work it on the horn now. Just barely. Like I said, that horn, one thing I have a fault with this animal, that horn's way too big. I need to dress it down some. Oh, now, even that all up. That's big enough for a bottle opener right there. So I'm going to try to put this bottle opener on a diamond. And that's about good enough. And we'll get out that same slot punch and put the notch on there. It grabs a hold of the bottle cap. We use a ball end punch for this. If you notice, the end of that is just not quite as red as the rest of it. Now I'm going to wear a glove because this, I need another hammer. this chisel or this punch is a little bit too short for my liking. Right there is where I want that. More heat on it here. Now, I'm not real proud of the way that looks, but it's functional. I'll get a file on that a little bit later on. Clean that up a little bit. Now let's round there to pull that opener out just a little bit. With a brush or two. Now I think we can call the opener end of that done. With the exception of filing on a little bit. So now I'll cut this off. That right in there. Now, we got that grooved real good on each side. We can come in from each the other two sides now. And that will pretty much direct that cut. Normally I would fuller this next part with my fullering guillotine tool, but I thought I would try it with a set of tong reins this time instead. Because anybody could use tong reins. And clamp that right about there. Well, I will admit that worked pretty good. Get another good heat on it. Do that a second time. Hook that in there the other direction this time. Twist that just a little bit in there. There. That ought to be enough. Yes, it is. Now we need that. And we'll just go ahead and leave that just like it is. See what we got here. Now we need to do the head shape the same way. And just about got that too hot. And we'll put that in there about right there. Do the same thing. That's really just about enough for that. Now we can taper the rest of that off just a little bit where the head is. So the tong fullering tool, now I did bend the rings on my tong there a little bit, but that's not a big deal. We can fix that real quick. Actually overcorrected a little bit. There we go. That's all fixed. And we'll work over the far edge of the anvil here. Just taper that off a little bit. Now, we'll use the near edge of the anvil to establish what I guess you would call the chin. About right there. And that's good enough. Just a little bit of a transition there, not much. Now we'll put in the eye sockets. We need the eye socket punch. And that's this one here. And we need the nose punch here in a little bit. That's this one right here. And we'll also need a chisel to put in the teeth. So we'll just get all three of them out here. And these eye sockets, we'll put one on one side to mark it and one on the other side to mark it. And then we'll take them down a little bit at a time. And that's really far enough. Now we take this nose punch, put the smaller end to the top, set it right on there at an angle, about right there. Give it a good slug. Turn it to the other side. And there we have the nose. Right in the center of that. And that is pretty much the skull head. Straighten it up a little bit there now. Finalize it with a touch mark. You only get one chance to make a good first impression. If you want to win this bottle opener and you've stuck around this long, anybody that comments on the video will be in the drawing. And I'll just use one of those random drawing generators on the web that does that, and we'll give this away.